If you're a huge Marvel fan, then it's safe to say you've seen WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki, all MCU TV series on Disney+. All three have been successful and delivered story-wise, expanding the Marvel Cinematic Universe even further. Even though there are more TV series on the way, there are still loose ends from the previous films that can help strengthen the universe. Here are the following MCU series that should be greenlit for Disney+. Number 1. The original Ant-Man and the Wasp. We already have 2 Ant-Man movies and a third one on the way. Paul Rudd plays Scott Lang, the second Ant-Man. But honestly, we need to see how the original Ant-Man came to be. Michael Douglas plays Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, and Michelle Pfeiffer plays his wife, Janet Van Dyne. In the MCU, they both worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. briefly. Hank Pym knew Tony Stark's dad and Captain America's friend Sharon Carter. Douglas and Pfeiffer could appear in the series, a period piece set in 1980s or even the 70s, using the de-aging technology that's popular in Hollywood. Or Disney could cast younger actors to play the younger versions of the characters. Also, Lawrence Fishburne was established as Dr. Bill Foster, aka Black Goliath, in the Ant-Man and the Wasp. His powers are similar to Ant-Man's. While Ant-Man shrinks, Goliath increases in size. Bill Foster's story, along with Hank and Janet's, needs to be told. Number 2. Nova Corps. The Nova Corps is an intergalactic police force. The MCU first introduced them in the Guardians of the Galaxy, with Glenn Close being Nova Prime and John C. Reilly as Roman Day. In Infinity War, we're told that Thanos took the Power Stone from Xandar, the home of the Nova Corps, and wiped out half of their population. In the comics, there are 2 popular Novas. First, the original Nova, Richard Rider, hasn't been introduced in the MCU. In the comics, he gets his powers and his uniform from John C. Reilly's character, Roman Day. There's also Sam Alexander, the teenage Nova, who's Latino and discovers his father's Nova suit and inherits it, learning the Nova history. Both Richard and Sam are based on Earth and aren't related. There's a lot Marvel could do with not just Richard and Sam, but the whole Nova Corps. Number 3. The Ravagers. We got 5 post-credit scenes at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. In one of those scenes, we got a quick glimpse of the Ravagers. The Ravagers are an interstellar crime syndicate. We were introduced to the Ravagers in the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, when they kidnapped Star-Lord, and Yondu raised him a part of his Ravagers faction. In the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, Sylvester Stallone plays Stakar Ogor, who has a separate Ravagers faction from Yondu. In the comics, Stakar later becomes the superhero Starhawk. Many didn't realize Stallone was in that post-credit scene with many characters from the original lineup of the Guardians of the Galaxy comics debuting in 1969. But in the MCU, the Ravagers. Among Stallone was Michelle Yeoh as the female Starhawk, Ving Rhames as Charlie 27, Miley Cyrus voicing the android Mainframe, and Michael Rosenbaum voicing Martinex Tanaga. The Ravagers would expand the cosmic side of the MCU, fitting in with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel. Number 4. The Patriot. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was brought to light that there was a black super soldier, Isaiah Bradley, who the US government imprisoned for 30 years. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, meets Bradley and his grandson and learns how what made Steve Rogers a hero made Bradley a criminal. We need a show that chronicles the actual events of a young Bradley becoming a super soldier and then being punished by his own country. There could be flashback scenes while Bradley mentors his grandson Eli when he starts developing his superhuman abilities in the present. Eli never showed his capabilities in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Still, many are aware that he becomes the superhero Patriot. Patriot is a member of the Young Avengers. The MCU setting that team up with Scarlet Witch's 2 kids from WandaVision, Scott Lang's daughter from Ant-Man, Kid Loki from Loki, and Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. Number 5. The Red Guardian. David Harbour of Stranger Things fame appeared in the Black Widow film as the Red Guardian. He's Russia's version of Captain America. The Black Widow film is the first time we see him, but he's established as having history before the Avengers. We need a series that centers around him. How did he become the Red Guardian? What missions did he do for Russia? Did he come into contact with Captain America as he claims? As every year passes, the Marvel Cinematic Universe gets bigger and bigger. It's only a matter of time until we see if some of those characters and loose ends are explored further in future films and TV series.